If you've ever found yourself wondering, well, how is it exactly that I create compelling video content? Content that actually drives engagement, that generates leads and even generates sales for you? Then you are in the right place. You have found the right video that is going to break all of this down for you. With this template that we're going to be sharing with you today, we've been able to create 6 and 7 figures ourselves multiple times, and our clients have even gone on to create 8 and even 9 figures using this template. So make sure to stick around. We're going to go through absolutely everything you need to know so that you can go out there and implement this straight away. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, before we dive into the good stuff, you guys know the drill. We got to hit the show reel. Let's hit it. So whenever people come to us and they ask us about how to create content, specifically video content, it always makes me smile, it always makes me laugh, because I remember being that person asking my mentors the very same question. And if I can be honest with you, I was the kid at school that was painfully shy. If you said hello to me, I'd run away and cry because I was that scared of socializing, of connecting with people, of speaking, of being seen, being heard, of using my voice. It was ridiculous. It was ludicrous, to be honest. And the reason that I share this with you is because now I sit here and I deliver video content every single day to our students, to our social media, to whatever it might be. And I thoroughly love and enjoy the process. And I know that some people will be watching this going, I know that video content is something that I need to do, but I'm petrified. And I want you to know that it is something that, a skill that can be learned, it can be developed, it can be worked on. It's a craft that you can enjoy, that you can learn to love, especially when you have an underlying reason why you're doing it. And this is important. Like for me, personally, I knew that video content was the way to go. Why? Because when you look at the internet and you can search these stats, video content is the most consumed type of any content on the internet. It beats everything else by miles. The most consumed content is video. And it's only getting bigger, it's only getting stronger, and it's only getting more and more popular. So I knew that as a content creator, as a business owner, that especially being on social media, video was going to be a big part of that. And it was something that I knew I needed to overcome, not only for myself, but for the people that I know that I can help, for the people that I know I'm called to serve. I know one of the best ways that I can serve them is through video content. So I had all these reasons that I knew I wanted to do it, but I was still very, very scared. Now, it's the same with anything. The biggest thing is getting started. So it can be as simple, and don't worry, we are going to go through the exact 5-step video template that has generated millions of dollars for us, but never lose sight of the fact that content creation, video creation, anything like that, it can be as simple as getting out your iPhone, going to the camera, pressing record, and just speaking. And the biggest problem I see with people and this exact topic of creating video content is that they just don't get started. So wherever you're at on your journey, maybe this is brand new and you're like I was just a few years ago, absolutely petrified of the idea of it, but knowing it's something you need to do, that you want to do, then I just implore you to simply get started. There might be other types of people who are watching this video who maybe you've started creating content already. Maybe you've been putting videos out there, but they're just not quite getting the traction that you want. They're not getting the views that you want. They're not getting the engagement that you want. They're not getting maybe the sales that you want as a result from them. And one thing that is very important to understand throughout this whole process is that the template that we share with you, it can be used for anything. It can be used to increase brand awareness. It can be used to generate more engagement. It can be used to go viral. It can be used to generate leads. It can be used to generate sales. Whatever your intention is with putting your content out there, this is the format. This is the structure to learn to flow through when creating your videos. So with that being said, wherever you're at on your journey, let's get the pen and paper out. Let's get ready. We're going to go through the five steps of how this works. It's incredibly simple, like most things in life that actually produce results. It's incredibly simple, incredibly effective And it's simple, and the simple things aren't always easy to do, but I promise you, with practice, this will become your new normal, your new easy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the very first step of this 5-step template. And the first step is what we call a pattern interrupt, or PI, P-I, as I like to call it. I'm a bit of a foodie. Now, a pattern interrupt is the first 3 to 5 seconds of your content, of your video. Now, you might know that human attention span is now proven to be less than that of a goldfish, meaning that goldfishes can pay attention for longer than us on average, which is quite ridiculous when you think about it. But also it kind of makes a lot of sense when you look at the way the world is going and how people do actually consume content. We get bored very easily, we just swipe to the next thing, right? You need to make sure that in the first few seconds, 3 to 5 seconds of your video, you are interrupting someone's pattern so that they are giving you their attention. Now, whilst there are 5 steps to this template, there are 2 parts to it. The first part is attention. The second part we'll get into in a moment, but the first part is attention, okay? And the way to get that attention is by interrupting someone's pattern with your pattern interrupt. What is a pattern interrupt? If you open your Instagram and you open your TikTok, whatever it is, you will see them all over the place. Just look at the first 3 to 5 seconds of someone's video. It's the silly things sometimes that they do. To give some examples, it's the silly things that people do sometimes to catch your attention. Maybe they hold something up to the camera. You know, it starts like this. You can't really tell what it is. They zoom out. Oh, hey, look, it's me. Right? Start of the video. Now, this is just a coaster with the letter S on it, which was a lovely gift from my friend Amanda. So thank you, Amanda. She's our Wealth Yogi videographer, actually. And it's got an S on it because my name's Seb, right? So I don't need to explain it to you. And this is the beautiful thing. We'll talk more about what an open loop is in a moment. But people might look at this and go, huh, what is that? And I say, got an S on it, and I just pull it away from the camera. First couple of seconds, I put it down, I start delivering my content. I never need to mention this again. I never need to explain this. I never need to justify my pattern interrupt. I just need to get their attention. Now, if your pattern interrupt is connected to the rest of what your video is about, then great, even better, but it doesn't need to be. They can be completely ludicrous. We have some students, they'll put their camera on, they'll put the video on, and they'll hold up their cat or their child or whatever it is. They'll hold up some fruit. They'll just put something in front of the camera. They'll jump in and out of shot, whatever it might be. You'll have seen all these things, I'm sure, now that I'm starting to give some examples. But it's just something to get people's attention. And the most important thing throughout this whole process, as we touched on, is not to overthink it and to simply start. When I started my video journey, I would just take that example because that's exactly what my mentor taught me, and I would just hold something up, whether it was a different hat, and I'd just throw it at the camera and get someone's attention the first couple of seconds of the video. It doesn't need to be complicated, it doesn't even need to make sense. And the beautiful thing about it not making sense is you're creating what we call an open loop. Now, in human psychology, people have the need for completion. This is really important, and you can leverage this so much in your video. They have the need for completion, and this video is a great example of it. We know that there's going to be 5 steps. We've spoken about the first one. So now there'll be part of your brain that is going, well, what are the other 4? You need to finish the loop, close the loop to get the information, right? We've also spoken about another open loop in this video. I said the first part of this template, although there's 5 steps, the first part was about attention. I said the second part we'll come back to. So again, another open loop there. They're subtle. Your pattern interrupt, when you do something silly, is a very subtle open loop where people will be like, oh, what was that? And now you've got an open loop. And now in that space where their mind is then open, you have the opportunity to continue in the template. And this is the second part of the whole thing. The second part, not the second step, but the second part is you've got their attention, their mind is now open. Now you need to keep their attention, which we call retention. And it's super simple. Attention to then retention. But how exactly do you keep their attention? Do you get that retention? Well, it's super simple. You need to invoke some curiosity, you need to make a promise, you need to give them something, like what's in it for them, right? And the best way that we do this is through what we call a hook. A hook. Imagine that you're fishing, you're putting your fishing thing out, fishing rod, is that what they call it? Fishing rod out into the lake, out into the pond, whatever. I'm not a fisher, you can probably tell. You put your fishing rod out there and now you're trying to hook something, right? You're trying to get some bait. Now you might be familiar with clickbait on YouTube, clickbait thumbnails, titles, all of that. If you're familiar with that, which I'm sure most people are, That's a great example of a hook. They make a promise of what you're going to get by watching this video. To give you some real life examples, a simple hook might be this one. Five-step video template to create 7 figures online. That's a very straightforward hook. You're going, okay, we're going to show you these 5 things to do blah, right? 3 ways to X, you know? A slightly more complicated, exaggerated, exciting hook might be 3 ways to blah without blah. Now the first blah is the promise. So 3 ways to lose belly fat without the second blah, without a pain point. So 3 ways to lose belly fat without doing sit-ups all day. And then you could even add a third blah. You see how technical we keep these things, right? They're very simple. So 3 ways to lose belly fat without doing sit-ups all day in just. Then the third blah, give them a time frame, give them something even more exact. In 30 days. In just 30 minutes a day. Something like that. You'll have seen, now that we're starting to go through some examples, I'm sure your mind will be racing with all the things that you've seen recently over the internet. Hooks are very, very simple. It's just making a promise on what you're going to deliver to invoke some curiosity. And the key thing here is to keep in mind, well, what is it in it for my user? The person watching this video, what are they going to get out of it if and when they stay till the end? And creating that open loop again. So that's the second step, is your hook. The third step in this process is what we call ETR. ETR, and that stands for earning the right. So I did this in an early part of this video by saying this video template has created multiple 6 and 7 figures in revenue for us. For our clients, for our students, it's created 8 and even 9 figures for them. So this is me very casually earning the right by just proving that I am knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, that what we are about to share in this video gets results. When you know your audience, there's 2 kind of ways that you can do it as well. Sometimes you need to introduce yourself. You might need to say, hey, I'm Seb Williams, and this video template, You go down the process and you earn the right by just sharing by, a result that what you do works. If your audience already know you, you don't always need to introduce yourself. So these are the 2 subtle nuances to earning the right, either introducing yourself or not. For example, if you're going up on your Instagram, and there'll be new people coming to you all the time for sure, but the majority of people, they're going to have seen you before. So you don't need to be constantly introducing yourself. Hey, my name's Seb Williams. I'm a 6-figure marketer. I like Marvel. You don't need to go through all of that, right? It's not some sort of weird Tinder bio or something, right? But you do need to just prove that, like, why should people listen to you? Do you have the result that they want? Can you actually deliver on your promise that you made in the hook? The subtlest way to do it is just, as I said in the beginning of this video, just by stating the result that what you're about to share has generated for you, for your clients, for your students, whatever it might be. It's a very subtle way as well, without being like, hey, look at me, like, look at the thing we're teaching you, right? Look at the knowledge, the information, the template, the thing. It's not about you, it's not about your company, it's about the thing that you're sharing, the impact it's going to have on them. Always remembering WIFT, W-I-I-F-T, right? WIFT, which stands for what's in it for them. Throughout your pattern interrupt, your hook, your earning the right, and the final 2 steps of this video always come from a place of what's in it for the person watching this. And I'll stress this before and I'll stress it again, but it is the most important thing. When people feel like they're getting something out of watching this, they're going to continue to watch it, because it's not about you. I don't want to be blunt or upset anybody, but they don't care about you. They care about themselves, and rightly so. Now, let's move on to the 4th step. So you've gone through your pattern interrupt, you've hooked them, you've earned the right. Now the next thing is you actually need to deliver the value. So I'm going through the value of this video right now, right? So whatever you said, 3 ways to lose belly fat without now you actually need to deliver upon that promise. You need to show them what it is you said you would show them. This should be the easy bit. It's the teaching bit. It's the explanation bit. It's the bit that you know inside out that you can talk about until the cows come home, which I think means for a long time. Don't know why it takes the cows a long time to come home, but apparently it does. So you deliver on the value. That's the easy bit. You don't want to keep it too long. You want to keep it short, fun, exciting. Let your personality shine. Let people get to know you, because people buy from people that they know, they like, and they trust. And this is your real opportunity to build that in this core essence where you're teaching, where you're delivering value. You go, actually, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. And you build that relationship, let yourself shine, let yourself, with your personality, let it show. Just relax and be yourself. Now, how do we end the video? Once you've delivered the value, the final step. I was going to say arguably the most important, but I really think in the grand scheme of things, the pattern instructs getting the view, getting the attention so you can claim the retention as well. That really is the most important thing. But how do we end? We need to make sure that whenever I think about any kind of content, any kind of creating anything at all, whether it's an email, a landing page, a funnel, an advert, a video, if you have the bookends, meaning the start and the finish, if you have those two things clear, the rest will kind of fall into place. I used to be a wedding musician, sang at events all around the world to hundreds of thousands of people. And we always, for every song and for the entire set, we always just made sure we knew how we started and we knew how we end. So for the show, we'd know how we were going to come on, what the first song was going to be, how we were going to start. We had the clarity, the depth of clarity on that, first few minutes of the show. And we would always do the same at the end. Okay, how are we going to end? We need to make sure that we have a strong, tight, exciting, engaging ending, right? We want to end on a high. So if we have the start so that we felt comfortable actually starting, and the end finished out so that you don't get through all the stuff and think, wait, how does this song, how do we close this? Like what happens? If you know those two things, the rest will figure itself out. Obviously you could practice and get better in the middle as well, but as a starting point, get the start, get the end finished out, right? Now, how we end the video template is what we call a CTA, call to action. So what does that mean exactly? It is literally giving your audience an instruction of some kind of what to do next. And you do it in the most fun, enjoyable, friendly way. So on YouTube, you'll be familiar with people ask you to subscribe. They ask you to like the video, ask you to hit the notification bell. So if you haven't already subscribed to the Wealth Yogi channel, then go ahead and subscribe. We don't want you to miss out any of the videos here. And to make sure that you do get notified, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you do see all of our videos coming out. And hey, if you liked it, give it a like. That's a call to action. It's making sure that the journey with your viewer can continue. Now, in terms of how do you do that on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, the easiest thing that you can ask people to do is to share this content. Hey, if you enjoyed this, if you found this valuable, if you found this helpful, give it a share. Share this with the people that you think will also enjoy this. Now, the reason that we ask and encourage for sharing is because it is the most recognized in the algorithm in terms of quality content. Likes and comments, they don't carry as much weight as they used to. Now, I know some people were listening to that going, no, surely not. But it really is the truth these days. That people want, the algorithm is looking for people that want to share your content. They want more people to see it. So if organically people are sharing this, saying, hey, this content is actually worth looking at, the algorithm is going to recognize that and push your content out further. So sharing is always the priority in terms of how can we ask people to share this. Now, for whatever content you're doing, you might not be able to do a simple, hey, if you found this valuable, share it. Sometimes you can, but it's not always going to work that way. So maybe have a watch of other videos, have a think about how you can encourage people to share throughout your content. Other simple call to actions can be, hey, like this video. Leave a comment below what you found the most helpful. But hey, if you did find this video template helpful, leave a comment below and let us know which step you found most helpful and which one you're going to work on, what you're going to implement and how you're going to actually move forward with your video content creation so that we can help you in that journey. Now, listen to the words that I say there, so that we can help you in your journey. I justified why they should take an action. This is going a little bit deeper, but it's worthwhile taking note of. If you give somebody an action, they're gonna object to, well, why should we do it? Because people don't take action on, well, just because you said so. They take action on the reason why they should do it. Think about this in your own behavior. You don't do something because you just want to do it. You do it because of the reason you want to do it, if that makes sense. So if I ask you to, hey, share this video, you can probably feel that little bit of resistance. But if I say what's in it for you, remembering the whiff that we spoke about, what's in it for them, if I give you a reason why it's beneficial for you to do it, what's in it for you, there's going to be less resistance, and the majority of people will go ahead and take that action because now they're enrolled in the process. They feel part of the process. They know what they're getting out of it. They know the WIFT, what's in it for them. So in your call to actions, if you can remember a WIFT as well at the same time, then you're taking this whole thing to another level, and whatever you're asking people to do, to share, to like, to comment, to subscribe, to click the link and register for that masterclass, to click the link and go ahead and check out the offer that you're making, whatever it might be, they're going to be much more encouraged to go and do so. So with that being said, I think I've covered a lot of bases in here. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, leave a comment below, let us know, and let us know what else you need help with in your content creation journey so that we can make more content around that for you. Hey, remember that WIFT, right? Also notice that Seb can't wink. Now with that being said, big love, big blessings. I really do hope you found this valuable. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.